my water out. Oh, wow.
Where is that?
It's on the table right there. I was just dumb and left it.
Oh, on the counter.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, this is how we're starting this. It's just all disjointed and. Yeah. We're on time.
Have you started?
Yeah, I told you I was going to start it. I'm not waiting. We're on time today. This week we will be on time. I don't care if the Chitauri are coming to Earth.
All right. Well, we might as well jump in. What number is this?
59.
Okay. Hello and welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Spencer's Ventures podcast. This is episode number 59 of the podcast. I am Jen, and this is my son, Dan. Last week, you guys just had Dan because me and the rest of Spencer's Ventures, we were in Tennessee. And that's what I'll be chatting about tonight. And Dan will hopefully have some questions to ask me about it and stuff like that.
I don't know why. That kind of reminds me of like a Mr. Bean.
So I don't have any like major announcements, but there is some news. So I don't know if you want to get into some theme park news first and
What I
then
want to get into
chat about the trip, which I think that's probably how we should do it.
What I want to get into is what's in your cup.
We're what's in our cup right now?
What's in your cup?
Okay, so I have a manatee mug tonight.
Oh.
And it's coffee. I used whipped cream, which you really can't. Well, you might be able to see that.
Yeah, a little bit.
Little bit of whipped cream in there instead of milk.
I got nothing in my cup because I got a bottle. Just some good old fashioned H2O.
Yeah, I will probably need some H2O.
My
as
God,
well.
it's so good.
So, let me just go over the real quick newsy things at Great Adventure. I don't know if you have heard.
Real fast, I doubt I've heard it. Welcome to the podcast, yeah!
You just never know when that's going to pop up.
I had to, like, speed run at that time.
Okay, so, did you hear about the log flume accident?
Yes.
Okay,
I heard about the accident.
Okay, so the log flume still, to the best of my knowledge, because we haven't been here, I have been trying to catch up with some vlogs and stuff that people are putting out from Great Adventure, and it looks like, at least as of last weekend, it was not up and running yet. It's still drained. I guess they're probably waiting for the state certification saying that they can run it again. But something just before, I'm pretty sure it was just before we left on vacation. It might have been while we were on vacation. But did you hear about the El Toro derailment?
I did hear about that.
That's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
Apparently a section of track needs to be replaced, apparently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dave told me about that.
And then, an axle or something on one of the trains, I believe, was damaged from that. So I don't think, I have still not seen exactly what had happened, what had caused that. But I'm just glad that, like, I don't frequent El Toro. I've ridden it twice ever, and it gives me some back ache and neck ache issues.
I was actually kind of hoping to go on it last time we were there.
Yeah, so
unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what do you think? I mean, not being an engineer or a maintenance person, like, do you think that it's just going to be down for the season at this point?
If it comes back at all, it'll be probably right at the end of or right after Fright Fest.
Well, but after Fright Fest, that section of the park is closed, so then that would be the season.
Like I said, it might come back right toward the end of Fright Fest, but I'm doubtful.
I mean,
because what time roughly does what month roughly does Fright Fest end again? It's like, what?
Like, it's usually the first weekend of November. It has been anyway.
Yeah, it's gonna be real tight if it comes back up at all this season. It's gonna be real tight.
Yeah,
And
I
they
mean,
might be more focused on log flume.
and I actually agree with you. I don't know that I see El Toro coming back this season.
Mm.
I would imagine that they would do everything that they can to get it going by Fright Fest because they kind of need El Toro for Fright Fest.
Yeah, kind of.
But yeah, I mean, anybody traveling to this area and planning to do Great Adventure, if El Toro was on your bucket list, um, especially if that's one of the main reasons for coming, you may not want to bother. Like, don't be disappointed because, yeah, she's down and she might be down the rest of the season. Now, we don't know that. We don't have any information. But I just can't imagine that they would be able to get it back running that quickly, especially with the extent of the damage.
Now I just need to hope that that doesn't happen to Ka.
Well, Ka is up and down all the time anyway.
Yeah,
like that already has.
But it's a lot different when something actually like breaks.
Well, yeah,
So,
it's different. Downtime is different, And
well, especially on a ride like that. Like if that, like imagine if something slipped on the way down.
ugh.
Like you're done at that point. That there's no coming back from that, unless if it somehow magically stayed on the track just enough. But even yeah, it'd be bad.
Well,
Actually, I know this is off topic, but Kevin Feige, head of Marvel, just announced that they are done with massive multi-movie deals for the actors.
okay.
So that's kind of just a little disconcerting.
Alrighty.
A little disheartening.
So
It makes sense, but I'm a little upset about that.
So the other thing is that as I've been kind of trying to keep up on social media with what's going on at Great Adventure, it looks like Jersey Devil Coaster has still had its downtimes. So that's not all completely worked out yet. I don't know the reasons for some of these downtimes. Now, some of them I've seen people report that it was literally 10 minutes and they were running again. So who knows what the actual issue was. And another exciting announcement, an official announcement from Great Adventure. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
The 14th coaster is coming. I don't think they said exactly when.
Oh.
But it is confirmed that it is the Little Devil. And I saw a picture.
Gross.
It looks super cute.
You
It looks
cute
really
little devil.
It looks really cute. Even the little devil that's on it looks like a little kid would like it. You know what I mean? Like
That's
a cartoon.
weird. I don't like that.
Oh, it's so cute. It says Little Devil. Oh my gosh. Sorry. I've been struggling with allergies since I came back from Tennessee. Sorry about that. I should have moved further away from the mic. Hopefully that wasn't too terribly loud.
Wow.
So, yeah, so the Little Devil, I don't know when it will be officially open. And the Little Devil coaster is a kid coaster that was the Roadrunner Railway. So what they did was they painted it. It's orange and red now, and the cars have been all redone. And it looks like it's going to be I just can't wait to see it up and running. And yes, I will be riding it.
Okay, well, everyone shut up. I have breaking news from a day ago, and we're going to take a trip to Japan
That's not breaking.
for the massive vlog points that we would get. Apparently, they are opening a Pokemon nature theme park in Japan, which, please and yes and thank you, and I'm going to Japan twice now.
You're welcome.
Dude, that's kind of crazy. I'm gonna read into this a little bit, but this would be massive for one vlogs, but because I want to go to Japan anyway. But the Pokemon Company is opening a nature-based theme park in Tokyo, Japan. The company announced Wednesday, called Pokemon Wonder. The park is essentially a way for visitors to search for Pokemon in the real-world forest people will be able to complete 2 different courses where they'll spot hidden Pokemon in the wild, like a real life Pokemon Snap. For those of you who don't know, that's a cute little game you can probably find online. Pokemon Wonder will be open from July 17th to August 3rd, 2022, according to Kotaku. The hidden Pokemon are all created from natural materials in a video accompanying the news release. The Pokemon Company showed off some of the creation process. There's a Metapod woven from palm leaf, an Omnite carved from stone, and a Hoot sculpted from wood. Oh man, that's so cool. Clues will lead visitors to the Pokemon in the area. There will be more than 50 types of Pokemon hidden across the park, including an Oddish that looks disturbingly realistic, a la the the Detective Pikachu movie. Imagine peeking into a bush and seeing these beady black eyes staring back at you. Anyway, enjoy the park. And it's that picture.
Okay.
First of all, there are certain Pokemon that I cannot help but to adore because you can't tell me they're not the cutest little things. That's incredible. That's really freaking cool.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds really cool. Kind of wish there would be one in the U.S. then.
I mean, so do I, don't get me wrong. But Japan.
Yeah.
But Japan, though.
Yeah, I'm not going to Japan.
You are going to Japan.
No, I'm not.
You don't get a choice. But you're paying for the tickets, and I'll just go solo, and I'll film everything.
Okay, whatever.
I'll film the entire trip, and that'll be like 4 vlogs.
Okay, this isn't happening.
This is happening.
Okay.
You don't... No. I know you don't think it's happening, but it's happening.
Okay,
2022, there will be some incredible vlogs.
Okay, so anyway, real quick recap on... Because I think everything is... I think I covered pretty much everything newsworthy.
Mm-hmm.
So real quick, Log Flume, we think that will be running by the end of the season. We think El Toro will not be running by the end of the season. And Lil Devil. I'm excited about Lil Devil. I'm going to ride it.
Also, because I forgot to mention this, comment what's in your cup and what you guys are snacking on during the podcast.
Yeah, what you drinking?
And let us know.
It's only Thursday, so it better not be alcohol.
And let us know.
You slush. Or lush. Lush. You lushes. Slushes. You could be slushes, too. Maybe there's something in my coffee. There's not. There's not. I kind of wish there was.
I think I just had an aneurysm. Anyway, so what I was going to say, though, was over the next year, you guys, it's your job to convince her to go to Japan with me. That's your only job. You have to convince her to do this Pokemon.
That would take more than a year to
convince
to plan out and to.
It would not take more than a year to plan out.
Yeah, it would, because like I don't have a passport. You don't have a passport.
We can figure it out.
You know, we don't even know in a year that they'll be letting Americans into Japan.
I'm pretty sure.
So anyway,
I'm pretty sure they're letting us in now. Anyway,
okay,
that's besides the point.
Yeah, let's put all that aside.
We're going to Japan.
Okay.
Don't lie to them.
Okay, so let's talk about our Tennessee trip. I have gotten 2 vlogs up on the channel, so if you haven't seen those, go check those out. The first one is just our travel down, a cute little montage in the beginning of the road, and then everything that we did in Pigeon Forge that first day. So we got down there early enough for breakfast on purpose so that we could kind of have an extra day to do some sights down there. So We went to the Three Bears General Store, which is absolutely humongous, but it's got everything in there you could possibly want, souvenir wise and etc. They also have bears on display that they saved from being killed. I think they went. I think they were going to be. They were going to the slaughterhouse, and they actually saved these bears, and they have a nice enclosure for them and everything. We were not able to feed them because feeding times are 2 different times a day, and we had missed it. So, but we did get to go out and look at them. So they're in the vlog. And then we went to the island after that and walked around. So all of that is in the vlog. Also, the place that we ate is in the vlog. So that was the first vlog. The second vlog I just put up was a room tour of the place that we stayed. It was the Creekstone Inn. I would definitely recommend it. If you like what you see in the room tour, and you think it's for you, it wasn't bad. I think it was between 13 and 1400 for that entire week. Now that was the last week of June. So the prices are going to vary. I did notice that the prices seem to go up in the fall. So the fall must be a really popular time down there. But yeah, so I didn't think that it was between 13 and 1400 for the week, and I didn't think that was bad. Yeah, we didn't have a kitchenette, and we didn't have laundry facilities, but it really wasn't that bad, and it was available. It was very difficult to find availability, because we only booked this like maybe 2 months out, so it was difficult. So if you're planning on going to that area, I would suggest researching it pretty extensively, and try to plan it out maybe 4 or 5 months in advance, so that you can get accommodations that you want, and they will be less expensive the further out you book it typically. So yeah, we really enjoyed that. The balcony was humongous, and we got to sit out there. I sat out there every morning with my coffee, and just watch the ducks come, and it was great. It was fun. Also, I actually sat out there each night too when we came back, because cell service down there is horrible. It's very spotty. So like on the balcony, it seemed like everything was working okay. There is free Wi-Fi at Creekstone as well, and I'm pretty sure that just about every lodging place down there has free Wi-Fi. But their Wi-Fi wasn't always working well, and I don't know if that's because there were storms in the area or what, but yeah, so just know that when you go to this area of Tennessee, especially you're in the mountains, cell signal is not that great, but using Wi-Fi does help. So that's a tip. Sorry, if you're just joining, I've been struggling with allergies ever since we got back. The humidity is not helping that, so excuse my coughing. I'm trying not to cough directly into the microphone because I don't want to hurt your ears. Okay, the next day we went, so here's all the places we went. We went to Parrot Mountain. We went to the Titanic Museum. We went to the island again for a fun-filled day. We went to Dollywood, 2.5 days basically. We did not open and close Dollywood. It was just too hot and humid. It was like the whole country was going through this heat wave, and we were just melting. But we still got a lot done. What else did we do? Oh, we did Deer Park Exotic Petting Zoo. That was fabulous. Wait till you guys see that video. But I will, more videos are coming. So you'll get to see those each day. And if you have questions, always leave those in the comments. And if I don't answer them there, or I may answer them there, and I may answer them on the podcast as well. So,
you know what could be interesting?
What's that?
Maybe do some sort of crowdfunding if people are like, hey, we wouldn't mind seeing a vlog from this place or something like that. We can set up a Patreon and do, here's the goal for this trip.
Well, as far as that goes, can we get back to that in a minute?
Yeah.
All right. So, I guess basically what I'm going to talk mostly about tonight is Dollywood because, we kind of are sort of a theme park channel. We're an everything channel, but Dollywood is where the majority of the meat is. So
Well, definitely don't need to go super detailed.
So Dollywood has 9 roller coasters, including their kiddie coaster. Um, they are amazing. I was able to do all but 2 of them. So I did 7. And the reason why I couldn't do the other 2 was every time we started to kind of head that way, things shut down because there was lightning in the area. So be aware that if you're going and there's storms in the area, everything could shut down and you could be sitting around for an hour or 2 waiting to do stuff. It's just the chance you take. So I'm very glad that we got the 3-day pass. If we didn't have weather to contend with, like the one day it rained, wait till you see that vlog where it rained. But if we didn't have the weather to contend with, 2 days might have been enough. But I'm really, really glad that we had the 3-day pass. I think that worked out really well for us. So the best coaster, now it is subjective, but a coaster enthusiast would consider the best coaster at Dollywood to be Lightning Rod. And if any coaster enthusiast disagrees with me on that, we need to talk, because
I've heard other people...
Lightning Rod is like, whoa. It is a wooden coaster with a steel track. They're calling it a hybrid. Whoa. Intense, but fun.
Well, I hear people mention that ride all the time at Six Flags.
Yeah, no steep drops. There's a couple of small ones. They're nothing, but it goes so fast. This thing is fast, and it zips up that lift hill. I thought that El Toro's lift hill was fast. No, this thing is fast. It's really fast. And
you sure you're thinking of Toro? It doesn't have that quick of a lift hill.
It's got a pretty quick lift hill. But Lightning Rod's much faster. I mean, you zip up that thing. And
that's probably my biggest complaint about coasters. So
the banks that it takes is like, it's unbelievable. And
at that speed, how could you?
You are out of your seat so much. There's so much airtime. There's some ejector airtime. There's some floater. It's a mix, and it all goes so fast that you almost don't know what just happened. It was so good. Yeah, it was Lightning Rod. I'm telling you. I also enjoyed, so I did the only 2 coasters that I did not get to do, Thunderhead, which is their Woody, and the Wing Coaster, Wild Eagle. So I wasn't going to do the Wing Coaster. That was one that I was marking off my list because I was terrified of it. Well, John and Rachel did it, and John came off and said, you could do this, no problem. So I was going to do it. I put it back on my list. I'm like, great, I'm going to complete all the coasters. Well, then it didn't happen because of the weather. Ugh, that's why we have to go back, because I need those 2 coasters. But let's get to Tennessee Tornado. That's a looping coaster, and it was really cool. Now, let me tell you, it had some pretty uncomfortable seats. It's definitely an older ride. I didn't look it up to see how long it's been there or how old the ride itself is. But the seats on that thing are pretty uncomfortable. But the ride itself, I had a really good time. John didn't like it so much, and he's like, all the rides here are so quick. They're done and over with before. And I'm like, but that's good, though, because look at how quickly we got loaded. Like, the load times were fantastic. So just about everything we did, too, was a walk-on. I don't think we waited, aside from the Scrambler on our last day, we didn't wait more than like 10 minutes for anything. So it was great. So I enjoyed Tennessee Tornado. I did get tiny head bang, I think one time, but it wasn't that big of a deal. Mystery Mine. You can keep that crap. You just keep it. Keep it. Just no. So here's the thing. I got some pretty bad head banging on Mystery Mine. It only happened twice, but I thought, oh crap, this could not turn out well, and it wasn't real hard. It was okay, and it didn't last long. So at first I thought, oh, I'm not gonna like this if my head's gonna get banged around. No, I'll take that little tiny bit of head banging that it gave me any day instead of the 90-degree ascension that you do, not once, but twice. 90 degrees straight up. It feels like they're dropping you on your head. And I swear the second 90-degree lift was longer than the first one. I swear it was. I swear I was in that position much longer. That terrified me, even though I know there was no 90-degree drop. I knew that because I knew they had taken it out. They did have one, but they took it out. I knew that there was no steep drop at the end of it, but just that 90-degree ascension, get the heck out of here. You can keep your Mystery Mine. That terrified me enough to not go back on it. I did really enjoy, though, the part where you go out, you're outside and you're actually hanging upside down, right? You're this, and then it goes this way. I did enjoy that part. I really did. And I enjoyed the majority of Mystery Mine. But the 90-degree ascension, no. I was terrified. I was seriously terrified. Would I do it again if I took a Valium first and was able to be completely calm? Maybe.
What I will say is I think the headbanging is completely subjective, no matter what the ride is.
Yes.
I was going to say, like, obviously with Bizarro, it didn't bang your head once until this season, and then...
Right,
like,
no, it did in the past, but just not like it did this season.
Sure.
This season was horrible.
But, I've never...
Because your head is above the restraint.
Sure.
John's head was above the restraint on Mystery Mine because he's going, I didn't get any head banging. I said, well, look at where your head is. Your head is above this restraint. Mine is down here. It's hitting my ears. So anyway, Mystery Mine, do not get me wrong. It is a fantastic ride. It really is. But for me, y'all can keep it, and maybe I'll get the nerve up to do it some other time, but I think I'll put that on my skip list. But I did do it. I get the credit for that. So what was the other one? Oh, the little kitty coaster, steampunk whistle chaser, steam whistle something. It's a little kitty coaster. It was so cute, and I laughed my behind off on it. You go around 3 times, and I just laughed like crazy. That was a fun little kitty coaster. That was a lot of fun. But the other one, Fire Chaser Express. What a fun family coaster this was. It was so much fun. It was relatively long too. So I mean, you're just going around and around, and then you're up and down and sort of banking a little bit. And then you wind up like in this shed, and it has fireworks in it and stuff. So you're in there, and a firework, a rocket blows, and it sends you backwards. And you go backwards all the way to the end. And that was so much fun. The launches were really good. So you have one forward launch and you have one backward launch. And that was a fun coaster. We did try to do it twice, but Paul decided he didn't want to do it, so we decided we would go do something all together instead of because there was a bit of a wait for that when we were going to it the second time. And let's see, so what? Oh, Blazing Fury. Blazing Fury was so much fun. I rode it 5 times. It is basically a slow dark ride. It is a coaster, but it's a slow dark ride. And then you've got like these 3 like drops. They're basically mini drops, but because it's in the dark, it's dark, so you don't know what's about to happen. That was fun. I had a lot of fun on Blazing Fury, and a lot of cool animatronics in there. And each time we went through it, we got more and more comfortable because we knew what was coming up, and we knew like what scene was next and stuff. So we started repeating some of the lines that were in there and stuff. So that was a lot of fun. So let's see. I got Lightning Rod, Tennessee Tornado, the Kiddie Coaster, Fire Chaser, Blazing Fury. There's still 2 left. Oh, Dragon Flyer. Dragon Flyer was awesome. This is a, I don't know what they call them. I can't think of the term right now, but it's a seat that you're below the track. You're hanging from the track, and it's a family coaster. It's meant for.
What kind of ride is Batman?
Well, it's the same.
Yeah, I know. I was hoping that would jog.
Yeah, no. So, so you're hanging from the track, and it's 2 seats across. It's meant for kids to kind of break kids in. It's definitely a family coaster. So Paul did it, and he loved it. Paul and I actually rode it twice, and it was a fun coaster. I really liked Dragon Flyer. That was so much stinking fun.
I'm gonna have to start wearing makeup on this because I'm so whitewashed right now. It
Well,
really aggravates me.
we need to get better lighting.
Or I can just wear makeup.
And I cannot. Why can't I think of the 7th coaster we did?
No, man.
Something's wrong with me. Come on. Come on. I gotta get I gotta find it. Okay, so Blazing Fury I talked about.
Barnstormer?
No, that's not a coaster.
No.
Dragon Flyer I just talked about. Fire Chaser Express. That's a fun one. Lightning Rod. Yes, please. Mystery Mine. You can keep it. Tennessee Tornado. I give it a thumbs up. I thought it was a lot of fun. Thunderhead I didn't get to do. That's one I didn't get to do. It was called Whistle Punk Chaser was the little kiddie coaster. That was fun, guys. Wild Eagle. It's on my list for next time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I must have talked about them all. I just saw all of them.
Well, I guess you just don't know how to count.
I missed something. Yeah, I missed one while counting, but yeah, so lots of great coasters out there. In fact, all of the rides that we did out there, whether they were coasters or not, fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. The flyers, they did I was going to do it, but of course weather kept us from being able to do more rides on our last day. But they did the Mad Mockingbird, and it was a flyer, but you got to control it up here. You were sitting. Some of them I know you lay down, but you were sitting in it and you got to control it. That I really think Six Flags needs something like that. They need that as a flat ride. They just after being at Dollywood, so my overall impression of Dollywood is it is right up there with Disney to me. It's maybe just a step below, and no, you know what? It's on the same level. It really is, because all of the people working there were fantastic, so friendly. definitely a homier feel. The oh my gosh, the park itself, the theming of the whole park was just unbelievable. It was great. The theming of the rides were great. Like everything, and things weren't breaking and things didn't look like they were in disrepair either. I did a lot of comparing it to Six Flags, and I know that I shouldn't do that. I did not compare it to Disney. That I can just say that I feel like Dollywood is on par with Disney as far as cleanliness, theming, just
Well,
making things look good.
well, honestly, you
And the
should.
food was fabulous.
Well, honestly, you should compare it to Six Flags because if they can't keep up on their game, it's our job to call them out.
Yeah, I mean, so like, and the only Six Flags parks that we have been to has been Great Adventure. We would like to get to others, and we may or we may not. It's just, life. Um, so as far as, Great Adventure goes, I hear a lot of reports from people who go to the other parks, and they say that Great Adventure is the best park, that it's
Yeah.
clean and it's this and it's that. And I'm going, okay, maybe it's just because I'm jaded because I'm there all the time, but like there are things I
No,
see.
other people, actually, on that last podcast, people apparently have really started complaining about the restaurant upkeep, and so
Mm,
it's just that.
well, I think that there's a lot of upkeep issues at
Yeah.
Great Adventure. I think that I do
Well,
have to say that I
very
think
clearly, two rides just almost killed somebody. So
right. Well, and it's not just that, it's that they're theming. First of all, their theming sucks.
oh, beyond,
Okay, I mean,
beyond, and we've talked about that a
yeah,
million times.
the El Toro area is beautifully themed. It's all the
No,
the Spanish theme, the whole
no,
that is great.
honestly, that is the best themed area in the whole park, and it's still horrible in retrospect.
Yeah, it
Um,
is a great themed area. The Jersey Devil area is
well,
also themed very well.
well, honestly, like it's not as heavily themed as it should be,
Right.
and like it really takes away from the immersion when you walk in to like the only store in that El Toro area, and it's like, oh, here's some bullshit, like.
Well, but it's El Toro's the bull.
Yeah,
So,
but like
yeah.
even then, like
I mean, I
have
think that's
something more
great.
themed at the ride itself, not like a cheap pun. Like you.
See, I don't have a problem with that
Well, I have
necessarily.
an issue with it because they brand themselves as a family park, and there are things strewn throughout that are not family friendly
Well,
necessarily.
that is
That's
true.
that's partly where I have a big issue with that.
Right. No, I hear you there. I do understand that. But I think that Dollywood was very clean. It was very clean. The food was fabulous. Now, not for nothing, but if Dollywood can figure out the food, Six Flags, Great Adventure. Come
Yeah,
on, man.
yeah.
They even have two sit down places.
And honestly, with
Like where you
Six
actually
Flags,
get waited on.
and with Six Flags, I'd much rather have them pull third party stuff in, to be quite frank. Like I wouldn't mind
Okay.
if they just did, oh, here's Matcha's Nachos, there's a Planet Hollywood, there's a Rainforest Cafe over by El Toro, go whatever. Or by Safari, whatever.
Hmm.
Yeah, actually do that. That would way beyond theme that area.
That
Over
would
by
be so cool.
Get rid of Best of the West and put in Rainforest Cafe.
But Best of the West goes with that little West theme that they
Yeah,
have
but if
going
you
on.
theme it more towards Safari and less Western,
Yeah,
especially
guess.
especially because, like, okay, what? Then you have Runaway Mine Train. Just change that
and
to
the log
something.
flume.
Just change that to something a little. Well, log flume doesn't fit any theme, and that would actually fit rainforest more than country. Really.
Yeah, you could call it the rainforest
Yeah.
flume or something.
The forest flume.
There you go.
And Runaway Mine Train, you can either just have that be an outlier, or you can retheme it just a little bit and have it be, I don't know.
Cheetah Chaser.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect.
There you go.
We just did your jobs for you.
There you go. Okay, done. But yeah,
Well,
I just Dollywood's food was freaking unbelievable, and I know that it's set up differently and all of that. I get it, but you know, there's that, and then there was something else that Dollywood had that I was like, you know what? If Dollywood can figure this out, then how come Six Flags can't? What was it? Oh my gosh. Oh man.
Music.
No.
Layout.
Oh.
You already did cleanliness.
Oh my gosh. No, well, I know that it was
Theming.
oh, I'll have to, if it comes up in my head after the podcast, I'll have to write it down. But you just said something a second ago though that maybe it was about the food. It may have been about the food where, you know, I really feel like, because you have that whole boardwalk area with, you know, at least 2 or 3 different places you can get chicken fingers and fries.
Yeah, there's not variety at Six Flags.
Right, we don't need, you know, 10 different places that serve chicken fingers and fries. Which
the Devil's Barbecue was a good addition as far as variety.
Yeah, but I think they need to work on
a lot.
They need to work on that. Now, the pork kebabs, y'all are all right with that. Do not take away my pork kebabs, because that might be, to me, the best thing still to eat in the park.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have one really good thing there. You've missed the mark on everything else.
Well, and when they bring in stuff like for the special events and stuff, like, okay, now they're serving beignets over on the boardwalk. That's great. You brought it in. You saw that people liked it for holiday in the park. So that's there. That's great. But, you know, what about, I don't know. It's just like
normal additions almost.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. And even just up the quality of what you already have.
Well, and that's part of it. And I know that that's a tough thing for a business to do. I really do, because, you know, if you up the quality, you've got to up the price. There's no doubt about it.
Well, unless if you're Six Flags, because it's already pretty expensive.
Yeah, but if they don't up the price, they're not going to make a profit, and they need to make a certain profit.
I'm sure that on a lot of the stuff there, it's excessive profit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost, especially on the chicken fingers.
So here's the thing with Dollywood.
Well, actually, I don't know why I didn't put this together sooner. Why do you think it's chicken fingers throughout the whole park? It's the cheapest thing to shove in your face, so that you don't buy, you know, more, certain things.
Well, so Dollywood had a cafe, and that was a sit down and you order from a menu. Then they also had a restaurant that you sit down. You essentially order off a menu now, because it's family style. You get to choose your things. It used to be a buffet. So my whole thing is, and I've said this many times over the years, that what Six Flags really needs is a sit-down restaurant of some sort. Now, now, that's a tough
cafe.
That is a tough order, because you don't have employees as it is. I get it, but it would be really nice to have a sit-down restaurant, even if it was something that got served family style. Look, this is what we serve here. This is it. We're gonna bring it out. It would be really easy, and it would be easy to train people too, because you don't have to take orders. So I think something like that, and definitely stepping up stepping up the food game. I mean, yes, quality, but you know what? You don't even have to serve quality if
remember
you're
you.
serving it hot.
Yeah.
Serve the stuff hot and fresh. You know, like the last burger I had, it was cold. What the hell? Six Flags, come on. Dollywood can figure it out.
Also, if you, please, I cannot stress this enough. By the way, I do remember you, Capsules. I don't know if you heard me.
Hi, Capsules.
But
you probably just speak up.
I don't know if you guys understand how cheese works, but just putting a slap of a Kraft single across a piece of meat does not make it a cheeseburger. It just makes it meat with cheese.
Yeah,
just melt the cheese a little bit.
Exactly.
Because it's not even like, okay, the cheese is warm and it's kind of like not as melty.
No. This cheese is not melted at all.
It's just cold.
Yeah.
It's just a cold.
Yeah, like Six Flags,
single.
stop it. Stop it with the shortcuts with our food. Like, especially those of us that go there often, you know, I mean, melt our freaking cheese, man.
Yes, if you are a tier 2 member, you may have melted cheese upon your burger. You know why they don't do that, though? Because they take time out of preparation. Because they take longer to make.
Well, that's too stinking bad.
No, well, I'm like, that's like all Six Flags is. It's just assemble something as quickly as possible, shove it out, get them to leave. Because the more time they get you, the more time they get you to spend in the park, the more likely you are to buy smaller things. So if they can get you out of those doors quicker.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Oh, and also I feel the need to clarify in case anyone is confused. Earlier when I said they want you to buy the chicken fingers because it's less expensive for them, people are like, oh, why wouldn't you want them to get the more expensive stuff? Everything's like pretty close in range, so if you sell the cheaper item, you're making a bigger profit margin.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
right, of course.
Just in case if anyone was caught off by caught off guard by that.
But I mean, overall, Dollywood, a very superior park. Just I can't wait to go back. I just hope that when we do go back, it's not as hot and humid because we literally felt like we were melting. And I mean, the rest of our trip was it was just great. We went to Parrot Mountain, and that was fun. We got to handle birds and feed birds, and that'll be the next vlog coming out. In fact, the next vlog will have it's going to be split into the next day of vlogs. Basically, will be split into 2 separate vlogs because we went to Parrot Mountain in the morning and then we went to the Titanic Museum in the evening. So yeah, so you'll be getting two more vlogs very soon. And these kids, the way they type, they do this.
Why? Because I'm quick.
And most of our viewers are probably people that do this anyway, but I'm 52 and I can't do this. Like, I have to do this. Anyway.
Yeah, I can't do that.
That
is so inefficient.
But I digress. So, yeah, the next vlogs will be Parrot Mountain and Titanic and then Dollywood. So you will see our first Dollywood vlog very soon, definitely within the next week. Fingers crossed.
Now, what I will say to... Nope, I lost it.
Oh, okay.
I had a point, and I thought if I started going, I would get it back quicker.
Yeah.
No.
There will also be, let's see, another one of our days was Deer Farm Exotic Petting Zoo. That was amazing. We got to feed a zonkey. We got to feed a ton of fallow deer, goats. We even got to hold baby goats. We saw, what else? Oh, camels. We got to feed camels. That was awesome. I have never been that close to a camel, let alone pet one before. It was, wow. And I think
I've ridden a camel.
And then
I have.
That night, there may be another split vlog, perhaps. That night we went into Gatlinburg and we did an indoor blacklight mini golf and a mirror maze, and that was a blast. It was $10 to do both of those. It was a steal. So good. Gatlinburg was a lot of fun. We definitely want to go back to Gatlinburg. And then a couple more days at Dollywood, and then we went to the island basically for an entire afternoon and evening. We did 2 escape rooms. We did a couple other things there at the island, and now I don't remember what they were, but we had a good time.
So, all right. Just because we're getting a little further in, I know this is going to take a minute probably to talk about. I feel the need to bring it back up. So we mentioned we are going to talk about potential crowdfunding for trips that they want to see specifically. And
okay,
stuff.
so, but I have, do you have any...
Black Widow comes out tomorrow, by the way.
Do you have any questions about
Not that I can think of.
the trip?
You're fairly thorough.
Yeah, I mean, I try to be,
yeah.
but sometimes people think of things and they're like, well, what about?
Yeah,
you know?
I didn't.
So,
maybe,
and if you go to Dollywood, get the cinnamon bread.
Maybe
get it.
Maybe had I been there and had a little more context, I could pull something. But
well, make sure that you watch our vlogs, and then you might have questions.
Probably not. So, by the way, for anyone, yeah, tomorrow, Black Widow. If you want to watch it, it's $30 on Disney Plus, or you can go to a movie theater.
Or go to the theater.
Yep, because those exist. By the way, I feel so dumb. I should have been putting money into AMC stock the second that plummeted, because people got out so rich.
Okay, so what were you going to talk about Patreon or something?
Yeah, no, well, I believe I mentioned it earlier, and you're like, well, hold on, let's come back.
Okay,
to that.
so you were talking about possibly making a Patreon. Here's my thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to. You can also do something on YouTube where you have people that are members,
yeah,
whatever.
That's after a certain period of time.
But I also
that's after partnership.
Okay, so I feel like Patreon is probably the better deal all the way around for everybody. So anyway,
now if we unlock memberships, we could replace Patreon at that point.
Yeah, and
memberships are really cool.
I don't know. I'm not sure about it. I haven't dug really deep into it. So here's the thing.
Well,
I don't think that I want to do any type of Patreon or any type of like paid thing. Like, I don't want
people to feel obligated.
Well, it's not that necessarily. We have 177 subscribers.
Sure.
When we get higher up, when we get, I was thinking once we hit that 1,000, then I would not have a problem doing a Patreon. Sure. I would not have a problem turning on the super chat either.
Right.
At that point. And then we would say that everything we get goes towards all of this. And but I don't feel right at 177 subscribers,
Fair.
which there should be way more of you. But anyway,
how dare you not subscribe?
Well, because we have so many people that view our videos do not click subscribe, and it's crazy. You've probably heard other vloggers talk about this.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane. And I'm like,
and
I try, a lot of times with the vlogging, I even forget to say subscribe at the end. A lot of times I just forget because I'm having such a good time creating the content that I forget. And so my bad.
Yeah. So some particularly in vlogs, the rate is ridiculous. Like you will always have a much higher view count than subs when it comes to vlogging in particular.
Right.
If I remember correctly, that's the least transformative of the I saw of the genres.
Right.
I could not pull that word.
So basically I don't think that I like the idea of creating a Patreon for our channel while it's still so small.
Now, what I was going to say real fast is once you are able to do memberships, at that point you don't really need a Patreon because...
But do they take more of a percentage than Patreon, though?
No, I don't think they take any percentage for memberships. But but it's better for the fans because they get something for the channel specifically, and I believe you actually can do like videos specific for them if you really wanted.
Okay.
Although that's not typically like a.
Well, I know people use.
You don't have to kind of.
Right. I know that people use Patreon for that too, where they will create Patreon specific content.
Patreon's more of an
their
obligation
patrons.
for that. Whereas with membership, it's an optional thing, and you make little badges for people who've been there for however many milestones.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cool little thing, and once you hit certain
but
markers.
don't we have to? We would have to have 1,000 for that, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So, I don't know. Like, I understand your thought process because I have thought about that too. Like, hey, if we
just spitballing.
I mean, like, if we had money coming in from YouTube, we would probably be able to do more of these trips. At least, maybe we'd be able to go out to Hershey Park for a weekend.
Sure.
But I've looked that up, and because Hershey's not that far from us, we're talking 2.5, 3 hours.
Hershey's expensive.
And I don't mind putting out money to do stuff, but if we're traveling 2 to 3 hours, I'm not going to be in a vehicle for 6 hours, like 3 hours one way and 3 hours coming back. I need to stay somewhere, and then have a second day at that park as well. So, I would love to be able to just run out there and do that real quick, but there's time to consider, which is easier to figure out than the money is. So, I mean, that's just being upfront. Yes, eventually I want this channel to bring in some money so that we can fund these things easier.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
And plus, like, we'll always make sure if it is if there is something coming in, you'll get something out of it.
Absolutely. Like, and if we're doing content that
always be attached to merch or something, in other words.
Right. I mean, we'll do something, and there will always be you might get a special shout out in a video or something. Maybe. A video, a specific video that you wanted to see or something like that. There's all kinds of stuff, but that's down the road. Because I don't.
And the way you can get us down that road a bit quicker is by sharing the videos and tell people to
subscribe.
Just a little bit, please. So if every person does that, and then that person does that, and then that person does that, then we get a lot of people.
And it's funny because we get so many views from people who aren't subscribed, and those views are really, really high.
Yeah.
And they're long views. Like, people are hanging around for the whole video.
For the most part.
And I'm like, why didn't you hit subscribe? And I'm thinking, oh, well, I put in the description to subscribe, but I never said it in the video, and I forget to say it a lot. So I need to start remembering it. So if you guys start seeing vlogs where I'm bringing that up a lot, I might say it in the beginning and the end of a video. It's just because I'm trying to remind myself to remind people to subscribe. I'm not trying to be annoying or a pest, even though maybe I am. No.
We could also do a little, like, if you can't remember in a vlog, you can do a little thing, like, edit in a sub.
Yeah, you're going to have to show me how to edit in a subscribe button.
I mean, just pick one of the openers and then make that say subscribe.
And then just,
paint it red and then, in and out real fast.
I might be able to do that.
Yeah, it'll take like 2 seconds. You just put it on another track so it appears over the video itself. It'll be a transparent thing of text.
All right, I'll try to figure it out. Yeah, I may need to do that because I don't think in my first two, I don't think that I said that. I might have said it in one of them. 2 seconds. I don't even know. So
you guys get a lot behind the scenes when we're podcasting.
For sure, because we just start brainstorming. But anyway, we had a fantastic trip. It was great, and the next time we go, hope that you can come with us.
Yeah. Well, I guess I could have but
yeah,
given the
we didn't know.
Yeah.
We didn't know,
that would have been nice.
But it was great. You would really, really enjoy.
I got a lot of puppy time though.
Yeah, you would really enjoy that area down there, and all the things we did. You would really, really enjoy it.
I would love to go to Japan, but
But
Yeah.
and I'm pretty
by the-
sure. In fact, if we go next year
Uh-huh.
and you're able to come with us, hopefully we'll
Uh-huh.
plan it out early enough that you'll be able to tell whatever job you have, hey,
Sure.
I'm going away.
But it'll have to be, before July or after August. Because we're going to Japan.
Whatever. So, yeah, if you can go, you have to do Mystery Mine.
Okay.
Even though it terrified the bejesus out of me.
Uh-huh.
I probably won't ride it with you.
I kind of want Chick-fil-A again.
But, yeah,
In
but you
fact.
have to do Mystery Mine, and I need to know what you thought.
Oh, a completely off topic, and I hope Cap Skulls is having a great time. But, have you heard of this new Disney movie, Encanto?
And it's actually... Yeah, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it or not.
I have no clue. Encanto. I'm sure that's like
I think
Polynesian.
I heard of it briefly.
I don't know. I keep seeing it, and I'm like, oh, that's kind
Yeah.
of interesting looking. I
So-
don't think they've ever done like an animated
So
musical.
next week, are we going to talk Loki?
Huh. Oh yeah. Huh. Oh yeah. Be
So-
ready for spoiler.
So next week we will talk.
Oh, there's gonna be a lot of Loki talk next.
So
week.
next week we're going to talk Loki, and
maybe even
we'll let
Black
them
Widow.
we'll let them know in the beginning, if that's what we're doing, that there will be probably
Oh,
spoilers, right?
definitely that week. Because
So
that's for those of you who are not aware, next week, Wednesday, last episode of Loki. Tomorrow, Black Widow, big movie, sets up a character I'm in love with, Taskmaster. What are you doing, Paul Edward? Anyway,
Yeah.
all of those things having been said, there are some real big Marvel things happening. And then in August, I think they said 14th, it's going to be the What If series. I'm really excited for that one personally.
and that's on Disney Plus.
Correct. It's going to
Okay.
be an animated series, so not as whatever. But it's going to be all multiverse stuff. And the What If series, for those of you who don't know, it just does questions like, what if Captain America wasn't actually Captain America, and it was like Peggy Carter got the serum instead, so she becomes Captain Britain.
See, I think that'll make my brain hurt.
No, you kind of pick up on it pretty quick. There's another one, like, I know you loved Guardians of the Galaxy. What if instead of Chris Pratt being Star-Lord, it was actually Black Panther? So he was never Black Panther, he was Star-Lord. Kind of a deal.
Okay.
So there's some fun things to be played around with that. I can't wait
Right.
for What If Marvel Zombies. That one I'm really excited for.
Okay, so I think that is going to do it for another podcast. Another week down.
Dude, we're gonna have to figure out something for 100.
I know.
If we haven't gone anywhere crazy at that point, like if we somehow magically don't go to Japan next year, we should go like out of the country and do like, you didn't know this, but now we're here for the like whatever.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see
we'll
what
do
happens.
something insane.
But that is going to do it for another podcast. And
Also,
why do you keep interrupting me?
One more thing, we're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do for like our 1,000th video, because we're actually not like far off from 500.
Okay, well, we'll celebrate 500 videos, but you're gonna have to
Well,
tell me how many we actually have.
1,000
But are we
videos.
doing the actual videos, like
No,
the
no, no,
actual
no, just-
vlogs, or
just post
everything that's
everything,
on
everything.
everything?
Hold on. I'll
Okay.
tell you how many videos we have right now.
Okay, he's gonna tell us real quick, and then I'm gonna end it for real.
For real. Yeah, we're at 232. So
Okay.
we'll wait for 1,000.
Or whatever. Okay. That is going to do it for another podcast. You guys have a great weekend. Have a great week. We will see you next Thursday night at 7:30-ish.
This is a cry for
And-
help.
We hope that you enjoyed it, guys. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.